It's always the woman that has to make sure, even if the man is doing anything, doing things that are wrong, it's the woman that has to endure. No, I didn't come for endurance race. No. Marriage should not be something that you endure, and the other person is not enduring too. You go, if I'm going to endure, you endure. So that's how it is. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. I watched a video that was on Facebook. I cannot remember anyway, one of the platforms, and it was a couple. They're a bit elderly. The man was in that video. The guy did say that when the wife works, after when she earns her salary, those days they put them in envelopes for them, that the wife would come and kneel down and give her salary to him. And funny enough, that's not the first place I've heard about this. The first time I heard about it was in this UK pastor in a church, which I don't want to mention anyway. A pastor came from Nigeria we had a program in a church here, and the guy did say the same thing, how, in fact, the way he put his own, I think, if I can remember, he said that was the way he knew the wife loved him, was the wife would, after when she receives her salary, she wouldn't even check. That was her own. His own story was that the wife wouldn't even check to see how much she's paid, whether it's correct or not, and she would bring the money. She wouldn't open the envelope. She would bring the money and hand over to him. And I remember going for bathroom break, and I saw a lady there. I was like, "What nonsense is this?" To me, the wife is just an mumu, you know. But when I now heard it again and saying this man saying the same thing, this one, the wife was there, I was just like, I don't understand. I'm not saying that women don't support their husbands. I do agree to that. There's nothing wrong with it. We can't do the same thing that, as in, times have changed, things have become, will I say, harder for men. So women have to support their husbands financially, which I agree to. But what I don't agree to is, why would I need them to give you my money? That's the part I don't just understand. As in, why? I've gone to work and earn the money. Then why do I still need to me, the working is I've knelt down, you know, and I'll come and kneel down again. I thought after I finish working, since I'm supporting you in your role as a man, I should be the one that, if there's anybody that should be kneeling down, it's you that should be kneeling down, the man, to collect my money. So for me, the combination of the woman kneeling down and bringing her money to give to the man, I just find very repulsive, to be honest. And I do understand. I'm not saying that those days, maybe for some cultures, I would say, like, I know some cultures like Yoruba culture, they like kneeling down. Kneeling down is part of their culture, you know. So I wouldn't say that that aspect of kneeling down is abusive, or is that the right word? Is sort of like subjugative, which is abusive, to be honest. And the side of giving the money, what is not the kneeling down for me, it's not the issue, and giving the money is not the issue. It's just the combination of those two things. I just feel that it's not just right. If I'm going to support you in your role, as you claim to be, people we want to do traditional, when it comes, what I notice is that when it comes to culture, in our African culture, it tends to be very, very harsh towards the woman. If you follow the African culture, okay, let me now I'm Igbo, the woman is regarded as, they call the woman the Doziaku and the Riaku. which is the woman is the one that spends the wealth and the one that manages the wealth. So if Odoziako or Oriako, I'm now helping you as the man that's supposed to go bring the wealth, I'm helping you to do your job, why would I kneel down to still give you the money? I thought when I come and I've worked and I'm like trying to support you, you should be the one that is like, oh babe, thank you so much for being. To me, in that scenario, the person that should be bending is the one that's receiving. That's how I see it, and I just feel it's just why would I need them to give you my money? It's just for me. If I go, I do understand here. Maybe those days, maybe it's obtainable. The one in the church, I don't. The man when the church the first time I heard it, the guy is not. He wasn't that. I wouldn't consider him as elderly. He was still a bit young, so. But he didn't say the wife knelt down to do that. But I don't just get it. And these men say it with so much pride, like you telling me the way you know I love you is because I give you my money, kneeling down to give you my money. What nonsense is that? Or I don't check my money. Why would I check my money to see if my money is correct and I'm giving it to you? Am I working for you? I'm not working for you. So my question is that does the man also kneel down to give the woman money? And in that scenario, I just feel I shouldn't be giving you my money. If there's anything, you should be adding to my own for me to manage the house. So it's what I've seen is that the African culture, people should bear in mind that cultures should be evolving. It's not the same thing trying to preach the same thing that was preached 1,000 years ago that never worked. They'll tell you the parents their marriages lasted. My question is, the marriage can last, but was the woman enjoying the marriage? Marriages those days, I don't believe women enjoyed their marriage. Sorry to say, I don't believe women did enjoy their marriage. It was very one-sided. Everything about the marriage was for you to please your husband, treat your husband this. The woman just was not treated well. So everything you do was for your husband. Nobody focuses on asking, is this woman happy? So it's not to say, oh, the marriage has lasted for 30 years, marriage lasts for 50 years. My question is that, was the woman happy in the marriage? Marriage is not endurance. I know, yes, there will be difficulties in marriage where you have to like endure some things, but I cannot endure forever. I'm not going to endure for 30 years. So I find that if I see a couple, to be honest, that I know and the husband says that to me, that would be like, I'll just see that the wife that's an abusive relationship. I don't care what culture it is. That I'll go and work my money as a woman and come and kneel down to give it to you. I don't. I can give you my money, but I'm not kneeling down to do it. I'm not. Sorry. It's just it's for me. It's just the combination of that. Our cultures tend to with things is to deprive women. So you hear things that the men can be polygamous. If the man cannot stick to one woman, then the woman should be also free to look for other men. So I don't feel marriage should be the effort of both people. Two people trying to ensure that the marriage, that both of you are enjoying it and both of you are contributing to that marriage working. It's not on the burden of a marriage. Working should not be on a woman. And I think that's what has always been. And it's difficult for people to shift and see that women also have the right to enjoy their marriage. A woman does not go into marriage to just be pleasing a man. It should be also the man. It should be a mutual pleasing. You please me, I please you. And we keep bringing these things and want to use Bible. The Bible never said that the submission is only for the woman. The instruction first, if you read that part of the Bible, don't take things in isolation. It says submit yourself one to another. That was how the instruction started. So the only thing that it did, yes, it specified a woman submit to your wife, but also explained to the husband the way to submit. Christ submitted himself to the wife, even to the point of dying. So for the man, the submission is even bigger. What is required of a man? So every time you hear submission, that word submission has turned to something that triggers people, women, to get angry, because when people say that submission is based on a woman should just turn herself to something that the husband would just step on, basically be a slave towards the man. So that word submission has been used in ways that is now like a seen as slavery. So when people want to use the Bible and try to, please, can you balance that teaching? It's very clear in the Bible what the man is required to do towards the wife. He said, man, husband, love your wife as Christ loved the church and gave himself up. He died. That's what the Bible says. The man died for the wife. And it says to present her without wrinkle, blemish. You are the one in charge of making sure your wife is fine. You're in charge of making sure that your woman is cleaned and presented her. So you present your wife. The wife is the glory of the man. That's what the Bible says. So your wife is a reflection of who you are. So I think that's what people do. Every time you hear submit, you will never hear them say, husbands, love your wife, and break it down how you love your wife using Corinthians, where it talks about love. So the Bible says that even when we are yet sinners, Christ died for us. So even if your wife is useless, as you want to put it, or is this, you as a man, what the Bible requires is that you should bear with that woman and have patience. But it's always the other way around. Women, everything is just to frustrate women or make them feel less than what I don't know, or second in marriage. No. The man and the woman, they are equal. Leadership does not mean the other person is less. And leadership does not mean when Bible says the man is the head of the family, it doesn't, or the man is the head of the woman. It doesn't mean that head does not mean control. And I think that's what people don't understand. That head means direction, vision, protecting. So it has to be, men they've not been taught in churches. They come up. I don't know why somebody would say that in a church. To be honest, I feel that's nonsense. Don't teach people that nonsense. Someone should kneel down and give their money. Why am I giving you my money first? I'm giving my money. If I'm giving my money, I'm doing you a favor, to be honest. Because when we come to the house, I still do the housework. Most of those kind of men, they will not lift anything in that house. Men that have that mentality, most times, are the ones that will never help their wife to do any housework. Because they are there in their high horse and they are the men, they are this. They'll never help you do any housework. Then when you go, I'd expect you to still go work and bring something to the table. You want me to go bring something and put on the table. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring? And I go and work and bring to the table. They tell me to need that to give you. Hell no. It's not going to happen. I just feel it's just, for me, it's just a mental thing of, no. If I go to work and come back, my dear, I need petting. I need you to say, hey, baby, thank you for your support. Not you come and tell me to need, I will need that and give you my money. I know the man did not say it to the woman. But I just feel being proud. I wouldn't say that, to be honest. I'm not a man anyway. But I don't think my husband would not. My husband wouldn't expect that, and he would never be comfortable me kneeling down to give. So there are things that I just feel that there are signs of abuse, and that people are comfortable with. When you go, if I go into a home and someone says that to me that is done in that, I just see that's an abusive relationship. And people were commenting that the woman wasn't speaking and all those things. Yes, that can also be a sign of abuse. There's some women that when they are in public, they need to take excuse from their husband to talk. I'm not saying that the woman should go and be talking about, the woman should have a voice, should be able to speak. The woman is an adult. So people always say marriages those days they lasted. It's not about lasting. Is where the women in that marriage is enjoying their marriage. And I can tell you 99% is a lie. They didn't enjoy anything. They were just enduring. Women were just, okay, it's time to marry. They give you. Anything you see there, you take. Your husband is allowed to do anything. In fact, some cultures even get to the point that they mutilate women's genitals. Just so that the woman will not be promiscuous. What is that? So you see in most cultures, it's like that. And the thing about the African culture is that it's as if people are resisting to evolve and understand, okay, these are the things that our grandparents did, they are wrong. Even to the point that if somebody's, I heard some culture, somebody's husband would die, and you ask to wash the body of the man, the dead body, and you ask the wife to drink the water. Why? So these are things that are abusive. But which one we want to go back to our culture, then when we also want to study the Bible, we carry that culture mentality and bring it to the Bible and start saying Bible. If you want to read the Bible and follow the scriptures the way it is, you would see that the responsibility, a bigger responsibility is for the man when it comes to marriage. That's if you want to say the truth. So all this submit every time, submit. Nobody's preaching, husbands, love your wife. You go the level of domestic abuse in homes, because people think that when they marry a woman, it's a property. So you can just treat the woman anyhow, abuse the woman anyhow. Women die in marriages and men get away with it. And we are not seeing that those things are things that should change in our society. It's not going to change. You cannot tell a man to stop hitting their wife or beating their wife when you give that impression that women are less than men. It's not going to happen. I've been in a church when a pastor actually opened his mouth to say that God did not intend to make women. I got so angry. I'm not going to lie to you. I rose my voice and I said it is a lie. I shouted from where I was sitting. I shouted from where I was sitting. I said it is a lie. In the beginning, Bible says that he made them male and female. So when you preach that and tell people that God did not intend to make women first, do not intend to make women at the beginning, what you're trying to say that a woman is an afterthought. You are saying to people that women are second-class citizens. So there are things that we have to be careful that when we interpret the Bible, we interpret scriptures, that we're not bringing our cultures that are based from corrupt mindsets of men. That human beings that did culture. It's not God that is the culture. Human beings that brought up culture. So we have to know that those people that brought those cultures, they have their own ulterior motives. So we have to look. That's why in the Western world, they're evolving. They're also Christians there. They're not going every day wanting to oppress their wives. They've evolved from that stage. So we should evolve from that, not wanting to go back to nonsense and somebody putting on coming to come. And I think that was even a Christian program or something. I don't know what I had to do with church. I will not, if I'm a pastor, sorry, I'm not going to bring out that thing. There's some preachings that should not be on the altar. And if I don't have a female daughter, I would never teach them that nonsense. I'm not saying that women should not respect their husbands. You respect your husband, but I'm not your slave in any way. So we should be, as Africans, we should try to change our mindset. Don't try to go back to things that never worked. Marriage should be enjoyed. I'm not saying that there are not difficult times. There are difficult times in marriages, but not marriage that is one-sided, that the woman is seen to be the person that carries the burden of that marriage working. No, it's a mutual thing. We came together and agreed that I wanted to marry. If there's anything, it's the man. They said, man, cleave and go and cleave to your wife. So don't come and make it that it's always the woman that has to make sure, even if the man is doing things that are wrong, it's the woman that has to endure. No, I didn't come for endurance race. No. Marriage should not be something that you endure, and the other person is not enduring too. If I'm going to endure, you endure. So that's how it is. If I'm going to tolerate, you're going to tolerate. So it's not the man is free to do anything. Then the woman, you're the one that is, you're there to please the man. No, I'm not going to be there to please you when you don't give a damn about me. So we have to be truthful. And if you're from, how will I put it, a polygamous family, I do think people that are from polygamous family tend to, that's my opinion, some of them, they tend to cope more with men that are promiscuous, because you learn it as your father married more than, so it's fine. And for me, whatever people can say that in the Bible, people practice polygamy. What I practice is the first thing in Bible, God said he gave Adam Eve. He didn't say he gave Adam Eve and Jessica. It was one. So that people that is in the Bible that people were practicing polygamy does not mean that they were right. So the Bible there, you follow examples that God gave. It's not an example of what somebody did. Even Abraham, God told him, please, can you tell that woman to go? So I'm talking about the case of the wife bringing the house maid for the husband when they were looking for a child. So we have to look at God's example. If God wanted men to be polygamous, he would have made Jessica, made Eve, made which other name? Every female, all of them, to give to Adam. God gave Adam one. So men are capable of sticking to one wife. So, and if you feel you're a man, you are polygamous in nature, then you should allow your wife to polygamous. I don't know if that's the right thing for a woman, but you get it. If it's so, to the woman is free to go and look for men, because no leader has sexual urge. She too, she has. So that's my opinion about it. I just feel there's something not right about it. I do get that maybe those days you get people. I don't there's nothing wrong with kneeling down for your husband. There's nothing wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But I just feel the combination of I'm kneeling down to give you my money as a woman. No, for me, it's not jail at all. It's just something not just right. And for me, if I go to a house, I go to a home now, and I see that as or the husband says that to me, I'll just mark you as someone that's abusive. I don't think people in this generation will tolerate that. And if someone is tolerating, I'll question it. Those days, our parents basically, the mentality was, oh, the woman go and marry, make sure you please your husband. Even if your husband is abusive, some people could not even leave their husbands. When they go back home, they chase them back to their husbands for them to basically, women were sacrificed in the name of marriage. That was what it was. Women were sacrificed in the name of marriage. And for me, I do think we should come out of that mentality. Marriage is sacrificial, but that sacrificing is from the both partners, both the female and the male. So it's not just the woman. The woman is to sacrifice everything. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed. Thank you if you've subscribed to my channel. Thank you for all your support. Please also like and share my videos. Click on the notification bell to receive notification for anytime I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much. See you guys next time. Bye.